your C value has a variable attached to it, you must factor out a GCF first. Everybody understand? And then write what's left and factor trinomial. Everybody understand? So your answer will have 3 things multiplied to it. So here's an example. What is the equivalent polynomial of 3x squared plus 21x plus 36 when it is factored completely? So take a look. Again, what do we know about a trinomial in standard form? It's supposed to be ax squared plus bx plus c. If a is greater than 1, take a look. 3 is a. B is plus 21. C is plus 36. Does everyone understand that? So, is 3 greater than 1? Yes, it is. That means I have to factor out the GCF and write the remaining terms. That's your first step. So, what is my GCF of 3, 21, and 36? Look at the smallest number. Find those factors, and then see, do those factors go into 21 and 36? So what's my GCF? In the chat. Good job, Aksa. Thank you. Aksa's the only one answering me right now. Good job, Connor. Anyone else? Careful, Maimuna. Careful. You only have that answer when your C has a letter attached to it. There's no letter attached to it. So try again. Good job, Mohammed. Anybody else? Javen, careful. That your answer only happens when your C has a letter attached to it. If you're having a hard time figuring out what the GCF is, list it sideways or list it vertically. So let's see. All right, I'm getting a couple of different answers. I'm getting 3 and I'm getting 3x. So 3 times 1 are the only factors of 3. Times that by x, times that by x. So again, if 3 times 1 are the only factors of 3, then 3 has to be listed as my factors for the other 2 numbers. Do we understand? Good, so it's 3 times 7. This has an x. 1x. This has no x. So now, again, I identify my GCF. My GCF is only 3. Does everyone understand? This is what I mean by if your C had a letter. If your C had 3x, 36x, I would slap the x here and I would slap the x here and I would say, oh, they have an x in common. Does everyone understand? But there was no x. So if there's no x in C, my GCF cannot have an x. Everybody capiche? All right, so I'm going to erase this x. All right, and I forgot to write the factors of 36. So the factors of 36 are 3 times 12. So now I have to write what's left. It says factor out the GCF and write the terms remaining. Well, my GCF is 3. So let me write over here. Let me do it over here. So our problem was 3x squared plus 21x plus 36. My GCF, we said, was 3. Let's write what's left. 1 times x is just x squared. 7 times x is just plus 7x. And then times 12. or plus 12. Everybody comprende? Okay. Step 2 says factor the trinomial. The GCF is a monomial. The trinomial is x squared plus 7x plus 12. If you have to factor a trinomial with no GCF, you immediately, without even thinking, write 2 sets of parentheses. Break up the x squared. How do you get x squared? Oh, well, that's x times x. So one x goes in one binomial, the other x goes in the other. Now, what's the phrase? Who remembers the phrase I told you on how to figure out this number and this number? Who remembers the phrase? Be brave. Who remembers the phrase? Anyone remember the phrase? No? All right. Are we all listening? What are the factors? What are the factors of C that add to give me B? Everybody understand? Good. Connor, unmute. Can you repeat that phrase for me, please? Everyone's doing it. Connor, unmute. We're wasting time.
Add to B to see what gives you C.
Wait, add what? Say it again.
Add to B to get C.
Oh, you're missing a part. Listen carefully. What are the factors of C that when I add them give me B? Say it out loud for me.
What are the factors of C that give you B?
Good. David, repeat it. Unmute. Repeat it.
What are the factors of C?
Finish it. What are the factors of C that do what? Unmute, David.
What am I telling you?
How do you factor a trinomial? There's a phrase to help you factor the trinomial. Listen, David. What are the factors of C that add to give me B? Say it.
6 and 2?
You're giving me the answer. I asked, please listen and follow directions. I asked you to repeat the phrase. Everyone needs to memorize this phrase. How do you memorize things? You say it over and over and over again. What are the factors of C that add to give me B? Please repeat the phrase. Okay, we're going to move on. Youssef, best friend, what's my phrase? Not paying attention. Nope. Maimuna, can you please repeat the phrase for everyone? I've got 2 students who are struggling with repeating the phrase.
What is the factor of B that gives you C? Or
What?
the other way around. What is the factor of C that gives you B?
Thank you so much, Maimuna. Aksa, your turn. Repeat the phrase.
What are the factors of C that add to give C?
Good. Trey Grant, what's the phrase as I'm staring at your ceiling fan? Your ceiling fan is learning a whole lot of algebra, but you. Come on. Trey Grant. Yes, were you listening for the last 5 minutes? Everyone is doing something right now, and it's your turn. Do you know what that is? I'm giving you 3 seconds to unmute and to repeat the phrase on how to factor a trinomial. All I want you to do is repeat, what are the factors of C that add to give me B? Let's go. Unmute. You don't know. Again, you're not listening. Eric Rosado, help Trey Grant out. He doesn't understand what he's supposed to do right now. Repeat the phrase.
What factor of C that adds to B?
Excellent, thank you. Javen Costner, your turn. How do you factor a trinomial? Thank you, Javen. Achilleana, your turn.
What are the factors of C that add to give me B?
Excellent, Leardis Hill, your turn. Fully okay. What are the factors of C that add to give me B? Can you repeat that for me?
What is the factors that give you C to add B?
Okay, factors, okay? Factors, two numbers that multiply. Savinch, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now, Savinch? Okay, Savinch is having technical difficulties. Leardis Hill, I need you to repeat it out loud. So unless you want to unmute right now and repeat it, it doesn't count. Repeat it out loud. Unmute. Unmute. All right, keep working on unmuting. Mohammed, can you say the phrase, please? Unmute, dear. Unmute and speak to me.